Welcome to the Homebrew course. I hope you are learning a lot of new things through this course. In this part of the course, we will discuss the behavioral difference in silicon and Intel based Mac systems. So Homebrew behaves differently for both of the Mac systems. So my system is silicon based, so that's why it behaves differently. So we'll see in detail next. Before going into detail, I would like to summarize what we have covered till now in this course. So we have understood what is Homebrew, what is the importance of Homebrew for developers. Then we understood each and every Homebrew terminology in depth, and we had done the practicals around those. Then we understood the difference between formula and cask in detail with the practical, and we also installed both types of applications. Then we also understood the uninstallation process. We had seen how binary, library, and include files are stored and removed whenever we do installation and uninstallation. We have seen all the Homebrew supported commands also in depth with all the possible practicals. So let's get back to today's topic. So I will explain the different behavior based on using these commands. So the first one is a brew hyphen hyphen prefix. So if I run the command on silicon based system, so it will give output as opt homebrew. So this is the prefix, homebrew prefix, and this is the homebrew prefix for Intel based Mac system. So it will give user local. So inside this only all the things will be stored by homebrew. So because my system is silicon based, so let me show you for this silicon based behavior. So I'll go to terminal. Then if I type brew hyphen hyphen prefix, then as you can see, this is saying opt homebrew. And in case if your system is Intel based, so you will get user slash local. Then let's go to the next command, the repository. So if I type brew hyphen hyphen repository here, so as you can see, it is giving opt homebrew as the output of this command. But in case of Intel based, it will give this output. So if you also want to see the all the repositories which are cloned, so these are kept inside this repository only. So if I go to opt, then homebrew, then library, then tabs, so these are the repositories which I have cloned in this system. So all the repositories are inside this only. So that's why the brew repository gives this as output. Then next is seller, where all the applications are kept which are installed through homebrew. So let's try this out. Brew hyphen hyphen seller. So this is the location where all the applications are kept. So if I go to this location, then you can see these are the applications which are installed through homebrew. So these are the formula types of application. And similarly, if I run this command in Intel based, so you will get this user local seller, and inside this location all the formula types of applications will be stored. Okay, then next command is cask room. So if I run this command, so it will give this as output for silicon based system. So if I go to this particular directory, then if I do ls, so it will list down all the applications which I have installed through cask. So it will be user slash local for Intel based system. Then if I run brew cache, so let's run this also. Then you can see this is the path for that which I have got in the output, and this would be same for Intel based system also. So except this, all these things will be different. And if you would notice, the prefix part, that is only the difference among these commands. So if we consider this as prefix, so this is the only different thing if we compare these two things. So accordingly, so many people face many issues because of this only, whether they work on silicon based system and they try to search for this user local path or vice versa. So most of the issues occurs because of this. So please be mindful whenever you are facing any issue which is related to the path. So please check once the system type. Okay, so that's all for today's video. So what's next in this course? So we will understand about the symbolic links in the context of homebrew. Then we will also discuss some generic homebrew related errors and we will see how we can fix those. So that's all for today's video. If you found anything useful in this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.